It wasn't meant to be. Avs lose Game 7, 2-1 to the Seattle Kraken. The season's over, and we're here to talk about the game, to talk about it all. AJ, Rudo, Blaze coming to you live as the Avs don't get it done. Eliminated in round 1 of the playoffs. I'm not going to tell you it feels good, because it doesn't. But this game was a perfect microcosm of the season for the Colorado Avalanche.
Outplayed in 5 of 7 games, man. Just don't make stuff up. we can be honest about how tonight happened. The Avs were the better team.
They were a dominant team tonight.
They outplayed Seattle tonight. Don't
Bounces
make
didn't go
stuff
their
up,
way.
Don't make stuff up.
And that's fine. That's okay.
They were the better team, and they lost the hockey game. You tip your cap. This is how the NHL works sometimes, man. Just don't make stuff up, dude.
Yeah, it's how hockey works.
There's no need to pretend that it's worse than it is.
Yep. There's a reason we say anything can happen in one game.
Yeah, and this is what's great and what's awful about Game 7s.
Yep. Because it can go like this.
Man, and you had to be excited when they first came out.
Oh, they looked fantastic.
Let's do our 60-second rundown.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got it tonight.
You got it?
Yeah.
Go off.
I mean, the Avs actually have a pretty good first period. One of the very, very rare first periods that was not utter dog shit across 7 games. They outshoot Seattle something like 16-6. Looked way better. But I tell you, didn't matter. 0-0 at the end of the first period.
Yep.
Second period starts. They continue to look way better.
Yep.
A puck thrown into the air, chest high.
Off Ben Myers and in.
Takes a crazy bounce off of Ben Myers' glove and goes into the net, and that's 1-0. And then a terrible pinch once again.
Yeah.
Little desperation pinch leads to an Oliver Bjorkstrand breakaway. It's one of the 2 or 3 guys that you can't give
That
a
play
chance
too,
to shoot.
yeah.
He makes it 2-0. Nathan McKinnon gets a power play goal at the end of the period to make it 2-1 going into the third. The Avs have a disallowed goal in the third period. Don't ever do anything after that. The series ends on a 2-1 night.
Yep. It's what it is.
There's no. I mean, if you think I'm going to bring the salt, I'm definitely disappointed they lost this hockey game.
Of course, but there's no salt about this.
They played worthy of winning and didn't win, and that's how hockey works sometimes. And that's what happens when you dick around in a 7-game series and leave it up to 7. You are susceptible to a weird bounce beating you and ending your season, and that's what happened tonight.
Well, and they just pushed so hard for the first 40 minutes that last. I mean, they just didn't have anything left in the tank when it came down to crunch time there with 3 minutes left. You could just tell that they were winded, tired. I mean, it's hard to keep that pressure.
I mean, you're talking about a foot. Maybe not even a full foot, somewhere about a foot. Is the difference of having a tie game 3 minutes into the third period and not. And that's that's not really a bad break for the Avs.
Well, it's the perfect microcosm because they do all the hard work, they make the play.
Yeah.
And then ultimately it's their own fault.
Yeah.
That they can't get it over the finish line and tie this game.
2 of those in this playoffs, too, where they got them called back off of offside.
And they were
for the record,
entirely on them. They were both correct calls.
Thus far, with 1 game remaining in the first round, the NHL has had 2 offside reviews in the first round that resulted in goals taken off the board, and both were the Avs.
Colorado's.
And that's there's a lot of little things like that where you just look and you say, that's just how the Avs season has gone.
Yep.
This isn't
the first period dominating and not getting a goal.
Yep.
How the Avs season has gone.
Yep.
Ben Myers knocking a puck into his own net. It's how the Avs season has gone. And it was just one too many. The Avs kept getting up. They kept coming back.
I mean, the way that they came out in the third period and McKinnon just rips a laser.
Yeah.
And hey, it's offside. It has no impact on the play, but those aren't the rules. It's offside.
Yep.
They make the right call. It sucks that Lehkonen didn't drag that skate. It sucks that the difference between a 2-2 game early in the third period where you don't know how that game ends and what we have, the reality that we live in is a quarter second of a difference. And that's hockey, baby. Like, that's just how it goes. When it works, you love it.
Yep.
The Avs scored the Stanley Cup winning goal last year on a play where Nathan McKinnon threw the puck the wrong direction and it got kicked
It
to a guy
bounced the other way,
who just
yeah.
shot it and made a perfect shot, and that was the cup-winning goal. That's hockey, man.
Yep.
That's just how it is sometimes. There ain't anything you can do. For me, there's no animosity towards Seattle.
None.
You tip the cap.
Yep.
And you say good luck in the next round. Enjoy your 5 games against Dallas.
That's about what I expect as well. It's a great series. I'm sure it'll be a great story forever in Seattle. For Colorado, it sucks. There's no two ways around it. It doesn't feel good.
Game 7 thing will last at
continue
least
to be a
22
thing.
years.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just how it is.
And it happens. It's part of what makes hockey great is the pain sometimes. And I don't even really have any faults on Colorado. Sure, you'd love Lecky to be onside. Sure, you'd love that Bjorkstrand goal to not be a breakaway and not be a perfect shot that ends up in the back of your net.
Yeah.
But it is. And that's good plays getting made by Seattle there. It's great play from Philip Grubauer in this game. Despite a bunch of opportunities for Colorado, he made the saves he needed to.
Yes, I mean, Seattle they took every opportunity and
Yep.
made the Avs pay.
Yep.
I mean, it's a great way to look at it. I mean, they optimized what they were doing on the ice.
Absolutely.
I guess if you want to call it that, man, tonight they were the Arizona Coyotes. I don't really feel like giving them that much credit. They were fine.
I mean,
They scored one goal that they absolutely under no circumstances deserved, earned, worked for.
absolutely.
Don't give me any of this
Yeah.
bullshit, man. And the second one, the Avs hand them a breakaway to one of their very, very best shooters.
That's an
raw
opportunity,
shooters.
though.
And yeah, absolutely. They gave that to them and they took advantage of that, man. And that's just how it is. Like
Yep.
there's no bones about that one. I am gonna say the Seattle fans tonight. It's not tonight now.
yeah.
Yeah,
Go enjoy your win with your people.
Straight
Like,
up, go find your homies. You not tonight.
Yeah.
Any of the Seattle chest thumping will stop tonight. You won't be here anymore.
Yeah.
Just read the room, guys. Like, come on.
Be a gracious winner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Look, it's just a brutal season all the way around. And to me, I think it's incredible that Colorado got as far as they did. Did we all want them to go farther? Do we all think they could have gone further? Absolutely. But to watch them get punched in the mouth on the daily, we literally, for like 3 months of this season, we literally had an injury counter that couldn't get off 0 days. And they still accomplished as much as they did. Yeah, it sucks in the moment. But it's a team that deserves a lot more respect than I think it's going to get.
Yep.
I'll put it that way. Let's do these before they get cold, because these are the last ones of the season, even if it isn't a Dr. Dub shot.
It's not a winner shot. It's a thanks for the season.
Yeah.
Love you
Cheers,
boys to death.
Yep, always.
Love doing this every day with you guys.
To
It's
you
wonderful.
as well, chat.
Love doing this with you guys. Gonna miss the game day stuff. All love.
Whew. It's just...
Strong pour, AJ.
Yeah, that was you who poured those, wasn't
My
it?
goodness.
It's good.
It's... Look.
Ban that guy?
Oh, yeah. Goodbye. Look, this is a time that, don't get me wrong, I hate that it's over,
Definitely.
but
You don't hate it that much. Expectations were not
yeah.
great beyond this round.
Right.
Would any of us pick the Avs to beat Dallas in the next round? I wouldn't.
probably not. Not, you never know.
6 games tops, man.
If-
Yeah.
Not a chance I was picking the Avs.
If Val comes back, maybe you can talk yourself into it, but it didn't look great. Put it that way.
Yeah. So, I mean, losing tonight obviously sucks. You don't feel good about it, but you also look at the team that was on the ice tonight, and you're like, look,
Yeah.
you're missing a lot of guys that are awfully important to your lineup.
The
And,
chess pieces, and it just compiled on top of each
yeah,
other.
and you talk about all this talk about the bottom 6, and to be honest with you, it's really more like your bottom 8.
Yeah.
Because beyond Evan Rodriguez is your fourth
This is
forward.
an
You didn't get
elimination.
anything.
This is an elimination game, and the Avs had Brad Hunt playing forward.
Yeah.
That's where it was at. Like,
Yeah.
Kind of playing for it.
And to be honest with you, if we
hot
could
minute.
look back at this lineup we could look back at this lineup in a couple of in even 2 years and say, how many of these guys are still in the NHL after
Right.
This might be the end of the line for Jack Johnson. This might be the end of the line for Eric Johnson. This might be the end of the line for.
Even
I guess they're
guys
both
out
hurt.
of the lineup in
They're
Cogs
both
and
hurt
Helm.
in Cogs
Yeah.
and Helm. Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
could just. You do look at that bottom saying Brad Hunt.
Yep.
You wonder. It's.
Well, and then
You look at it.
What's
but
going to happen too with the Avs because they're going to.
and there's
gonna
lots
move
of
pieces.
We're gonna have lots of off-season
Yep.
discussions,
this-
but
over the next
you
week
talk
and a
about. I
half.
saw in the chat somebody asked, "Who's the bigger disappointment, JT Compher or Alex Newhook?" And I don't know how this is a conversation.
Yeah, me either.
I don't know how this is a conversation. If I'm correct here, JT Compher had 2 points in the series.
Yep.
Was playing over 20 minutes a
Yep.
night. He played 3 games next to Mikko
And was
Rantanen.
pretty terrible in game 6 and 7.
How in the
was
world?
horrible tonight.
How in the
Yeah.
world do
Not
you
good.
possibly think that Alex Newhook, and you could still be disappointed with Alex Newhook?
But if you're asking for the
in
bigger
what
one,
world
yeah.
are those guys on the same level right now?
Yeah.
One of them was on the ice on every single power play shift, on every single 6-on-5. He played all the time. He regularly shifted next to McKinnon and Rantanen throughout the series.
Yep.
How in the world do you walk out with 2 points? I think it's 2 points.
I don't think he got another one, so I'm assuming it's 2. But
Yeah, and then you just look at their potential too, right? Like not just this year. You know what you have in JT Compher. You don't know what you have in Alex Newhook yet.
oh, totally.
And it's going the right way.
Alex Newhook is lost on the first goal. Are you kidding me with this? He marks. He's the
literally
only guy
defending
marking
the guy
somebody.
net front. Like what?
And the puck and has nothing to do with the outcome. Like you're making stuff up at this point. It's so crazy to me.
It's
You've decided to be mad about a thing and are using evidence that does not in any way support your case.
I'm just not here for it. The Avs played such a good hockey game.
They were
Yeah.
so
such a good
solid,
hockey game.
and they ran out. The third period, is it disappointing because they run out of steam?
Totally.
100%, man. But
Well, you could also see in every single dude on that bench before the challenge was even official. The camera cuts to him like
Heads
he's
down.
staring at the iPad, sees it's clearly offside, and he just goes "fuck."
Yep.
And everybody knew at that moment. Everybody knew because that's just the way it went this year for Colorado. It's just the way it went.
Grubauer was playing out of his mind
No,
tonight.
totally.
And it was hard to get one
Yeah,
past
yeah,
him, and they finally do.
And it
it's
doesn't
called
count.
Back.
And it
I mean,
does not
that's
count.
just inflating as a team. Like, you've worked so hard to get those goals, right? You've worked so hard to get those opportunities. He made great saves. I mean,
Yeah.
it could have been a way different game with the shots that were on goal
Oh
tonight.
yeah, this game could have been 3-0 in the first period
Got goalie.
with a worse
Got goalie.
performance
I mean,
by
Phil,
Grubauer.
and again, when I tweeted out the link to the show, and I said, "You tip your cap, man."
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Because in a game 7, they did just enough, right?
Yep.
They didn't play particularly well until they got the lead, which was a gift from the gods.
Yep.
Then they played just well enough, and their goalie bailed them out.
Yep.
And hey, that's playoff hockey.
Yep.
Yep.
How many times have we had this
Well,
conversation over the years? I mean, think about it. Every time the Washington Caps lost to some random ass goaltender or whichever guy was manning the net for Pittsburgh that year.
Yep.
Like this is just postseason hockey.
It happens.
And this absolutely sucks.
And
it feels miserable,
It happened-
especially because it's Philip Grubauer and you know he's not that good.
Yep.
He's a fine goaltender.
That's why I have no faith for him against Dallas. Like,
Yeah, but you just don't.
Anyway,
It doesn't matter, man.
I do
It
want to get
doesn't
to our
matter.
king of the game here because while the Avs did not defeat their Game 7 curse, despite one of these goals not counting, Nathan McKinnon went out and did the thing tonight for Colorado. I know technically they're giving the goal to Mikko because it like grazed his butt or whatever. Don't care.
Did they
Real
change
goal.
it?
They did.
They
yeah.
did change it.
Okay.
But Nathan McKinnon scored that goal.
So he ends up
really.
with 1 assist, no
Yep.
goals,
Yep. And a goal that gets called back.
and a goal that gets called back. So,
Talk about a guy that like put his team on his
I mean,
back
did
and said, "Let's
absolutely
go."
everything. How
Yep.
could you possibly? How
He
could you
played
possibly
great offense and great defense
be
tonight.
upset with and
Yeah.
Mikko Rantanen
Hustled.
too?
also balled
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Those two guys were everywhere for you tonight. And yeah, you could be upset that that's all the Avs had left.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you have $14 million that you've invested in long-term deals on guys who aren't on the ice in your
Yeah.
top 6 tonight.
Yep.
Do they need to find a 2C? Totally. 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 But when you talk about the depth problems, it's not that it was a poorly built team. It's that Evan Rodriguez was never supposed to be this important to you.
Yeah.
He was a guy who was like, well, maybe he's our 3C.
Yeah.
Such a cursed season.
He was never supposed to be this important to you, and he delivered.
Yep.
He had points in 5 of the 7 games in this series.
He was good tonight. Couldn't finish, but neither could anyone on the Avs. Created great chances tonight. Again, the way that the Avs went out tonight is one that you can say, look, super proud of that team. They gave it everything they had.
Yeah, I don't know how you walk away from this not feeling. I mean, you could be disappointed.
Totally.
You could be sad.
Totally.
But if you aren't on some level proud, then you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Because this was a team that just did not. KO's got to go tonight. I'm not doing it tonight. All right, we're good. This was a team that fought through everything that you could possibly imagine. We've talked about it just in the start of the postseason, what this team has gone through.
Yep.
And then in Game 7, you have another flashback nightmare here of a third period. I guess it's just of a game-tying goal.
This one a lot more clear. But
yeah,
sure.
certainly this was a lot more clear-cut, but another offside that takes a goal off the board in a Game 7.
Yep.
It's tough. It's tough. It's a tough loss.
And
It's a tough loss.
it's as much the Avs doing it to themselves as it is the universe saying it's not your time.
And we talked about on the Cup run last year.
Yep.
On some level, you've got to get lucky here.
Of course.
On some level, things have to go your way.
Yep.
You know, you look back at last year, you think there was all skill. Josh Manson
Won a game in overtime with
Josh
miracle
Manson
from the blue
blocked a
line.
shot on Jordan Kyrou that would have made
Darcy
a game.
Kemper isn't close to.
That would have made a game 3-0 had Jordan Kyrou not inexplicably quadruple pumped and just waited for Josh Manson to get in the net. Like, you've got to get a little lucky here. You've got to get a bounce. You've got to, Andrew Cogliano knocking in a puck off of his knee that was going 6 feet wide of the net.
Yep.
And that's their game-tying goal in a game that you win in Tampa. Like, you have to get lucky.
And Seattle did tonight.
You have to get a little bit lucky. And if you look at this series and you look at how fortunate each team was, the way that things broke, it went Seattle's way, and they got one extra goal, and that was enough.
Yep. And that's what happens.
And
man.
that's how 7-game series go.
Yep. It's tough.
Manson re-injured himself with the same injury that he
had come back from.
That he was trying to come back from. Yeah.
Yep. That's an underlying story of the entire year is Darren Helm, Val Nichushkin, all stuff we'll talk about in tomorrow's show probably. But in the playoffs alone, as AJ was saying, you lose Jack Johnson in warm-ups of game 1. You lose Darren Helm to an uncalled penalty.
To a cross-check in the back of the neck.
Yep.
You lose Andrew Cogliano to a broken neck.
Yep.
And it was just too much. It was just too much for this team to overcome this year. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, I'm not going to get... Kyle McCarr got tripped and they didn't call it, and that was... The ultimate coward, referee coward moment.
There was one penalty in this game, and it was the Avs that got the power play off.
And they score on it.
The way this game was called, I don't know how you can be upset with that.
It's a.
Can you be upset with the reffing generally? Absolutely.
Look, man, for me, it is a penalty on a scoring chance.
I hear you.
As the game is in its dying moments,
And a change of possession, it should be.
It's. I'm sorry, it should be called.
I hear you, but
it's whatever.
You watched this game and you knew it wasn't going
I understand. This is it's idiotic that we're having this conversation.
I'm with you. It's fucking stupid. But it's just the way hockey is. And it sucks, but it's the way hockey is. Look. We're not doing ad reads tonight. We're not doing any of that. People can get mad at me. I don't care. Because
let's talk draft.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. We're not doing that tonight.
What tonight about for me is look, obviously the Avs losing sucks. Obviously I hate that the season's over. Obviously I have to go do a bunch of off-season pods now instead of watching the Avs in the playoffs. But what really sucks to me is that we don't get to do this anymore. I don't get to sit here and talk about Avs hockey with the chat. I don't get to sit here and do a watch-along with some of the best people I've ever had the privilege to know.
It is April 30th, and we will not get to do another one of these until the first week of October.
Yep.
We are a solid 5 months, roughly 5-ish months.
Yep.
Away from getting to do this again as a group, and that's what we care about.
Yep. And it's not just us. Like, Aja and I will still be doing pods 5 days a week.
I feel like, dude, even long after we're done at DNVR, we're probably just going to be firing up Avalanche pods.
Just chatting shit.
It'll just be like Discord server chats.
Straight up. But it's not just us. It's y'all chat. And I know y'all, a lot of you will be there for the off-season shows and all of that. But what makes hockey and sports great is that we all as a collective get to experience these things together. And everyone involves, both those who agree with us, those who disagree with us, those who think we're stupid, all of us get to experience these things, maybe not as a single unit, but all of us in our own individual ways. As part of a group, certainly, if you're in DNVR chats and things like that. Mm-hmm. And it sucks that it's over. It sucks that we have to close that chapter and move on to a new one, because
it sucks that the cup defense ended before we felt like they ever really got to
had a chance. Yeah. And
all I'm gonna say is, just look out next year, man.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying too. You had a question mark in goal. I think that question mark got answered real quick, and he just got his first little playoff taste. I think he settles in a lot quicker next year.
And you look at the 2 goals that he gives up in this game.
And you have no problem with either of those.
One, under no circumstances do you blame him.
No.
I'm sorry, but if you blame anybody for the first goal, you're working too hard.
Yeah.
That is a bad break. That is the end of it.
It's a nonsense goal.
It's
just it.
Yeah.
It's
you have 2 dudes defending your net front.
It's just it.
It redirects and it hits a guy and goes in your net.
It's just like, dude. If you are seriously trying to blame somebody for the first goal tonight, you are working too hard. It is a bad break. And then the second goal, look, Oliver Bjorkstrand beats him on a breakaway.
Yep. And it's not like,
he
dude goes bar in. Like,
I don't know what you want. They were.
Again, I just think, like, if the Avs can get healthy, get their players right, you've answered that question in goal, which is huge. Huge. And he got better as the year went on. I think, you've got to get that taste of playoffs before you can really settle in.
I really don't think Georgiev was all, like, he wasn't great, but I don't think he was bad in this series either. A lot of the bad goals he had got erased in games the Avs won.
Yeah.
So, and it's conversation for another day.
You could definitely feel like Georgiev didn't steal a game. The one that he was in the process of stealing was the overtime game they lose.
Yep.
And you look at that game and you're like, I mean, the game-winning goal is
just chaos.
Yeah, as well as a puck that bounces to a guy's stick off of a block shot. Like, you've defended well and you've accidentally given them the perfect scoring chance. Like, you could definitely feel Georgiev didn't steal a game here. But I don't know how you walk out of this feeling like Georgiev was a problem.
No, definitely not a problem. It's, and again, I just don't, I come away thinking it sucks that the season's over. It's sad that this is the way the Avs go out. It's unfortunate that the injuries crept up on them and things didn't go their way. And all of that stuff is disappointing. But I also go out saying, you know what? If that's the way the Avs die, that's the way they die. They gave it what they had in the tank, man.
Yeah. I just don't know how you feel overly negative about how this played out. It was a nightmare from almost the jump.
Yep. The whole season.
You give a game away in game 1 and then games 2 and 3 you thoroughly outplay, even despite a terrible first period in game 2.
You still outplayed them.
Thoroughly outplay Seattle the rest of the way. in game 2 and win that game, honestly, pretty comfortably. You win game 3 pretty comfortably. You play terribly in game, well, certainly in game 5.
Yeah.
You don't play very well in game 4, but you get into overtime and,
It doesn't go your way.
Yeah. And then game 6, you play a really good hockey game and get the result that you deserve. Game 7 is the only game of the series that I think the team that played the best lost.
Didn't win. Yep.
That's hockey sometimes, man.
Yep.
I just don't know what to say. Sometimes that's just how it goes.
Yep. It happens.
It was like when they were showing the shots on goal tonight. Did you see that? graphic
Yeah,
they put down? I was
yeah.
like, that's the size of the puck for Grubauer tonight. Was that size?
Oh, seriously.
Yep. That's what it felt
It's
like.
like a beach
I don't
ball.
think he was particularly great in the series. He kicked ass tonight.
Yep. I agree with
He
that.
was awesome
His
tonight.
blocker was on point in the first period.
Man, I mean, Erod.
Yeah.
That one that went across the slot.
Hits him in the arm.
And Erod
Yeah.
fired the one-timer, and he got
fought
the
it
top
off.
of it.
Yeah.
That's one where you're like, this guy is seeing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, it's the way it's. For the Avs to lose this way, and even still, you have things to say like, well, if you were 1 foot better, if Lecky's onside there, the Avs get that goal.
Right. He beats him cleanly.
Yeah.
Who knows where that
Yeah,
game
who
goes?
knows
Yeah.
what happens?
Who knows,
Hopefully you
man?
go to OT or something.
Yeah,
you know?
and it didn't go that way, and that's the world that the Avs have to live in now. But
Yep, that's the reality that we have here. They lose the game, they lose the series.
Yep.
Their season's done. Seattle moves on. They get Dallas in the next round, and good luck.
good luck, power to them.
You guys planning on watching any of that series?
I mean, it's going to be not fun. It's not fun hockey to watch.
I'm gonna watch the Florida series.
I'm
for
hoping
sure.
I'm hoping that their games are on Nuggets nights,
There
so
you
that I have
go.
a good excuse
There
to
you
like.
go.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm watching the Nuggets.
I mean, the Oilers Vegas series.
Exactly.
Interesting.
I think it's going to be a great series. That's
Fire wagon
That is
hockey.
my favorite series of round 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree. Yeah, it's again, to me tonight is a lot more about thanking all of y'all in the chat than it is anything
and
else.
it's really been such a really frustrating season, a
Yeah.
lot of ups and downs.
Yep.
I feel like we've battled with you guys a lot more than we did last year. I mean, last year was obviously a charm season, but
Sure.
as frustrated as we get with some of the lack of perspective at times, we're all here out of a love of the same thing. We're all
Yep.
here out of a passion for a thing.
Yep.
And it's what binds all of us here. It's literally why we are a community.
It's the Avs that brought us all together, but also,
It's the Avs that are tearing us apart.
well, no. But look, we're not idiots. We know there's other places you could be.
Yeah.
We know there's other places you could go to. Now, we certainly think we're a better option than all of them. But you guys still come out and make that choice every night. You guys choose to show up for our stuff.
Yep.
And it's not something that I can express in words, but we wouldn't exist without all of y'all. And I get to wake up and do the coolest job in the world every single day. Even when the Avs lose a playoff series, I get to be here doing this with Blaze and AJ, who I both love, with all of you in chat.
Even Shovel.
Even Shovel, even KO.
No. No. No.
All right, I love you, KO, but you got to know when to not troll, and tonight was not the night.
I'm sorry, but anybody that lives with the opinion that the Avalanche front office that just built a Stanley Cup team needs to now be fired because of their perception of how the deadline went, it's too stupid. You shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Regardless,
I'm sorry. I can't do it, dude.
that's fine. You don't have to. I'll do it though.
We walk as a society. We walk as fast as our slowest members. That's too slow. Too slow, man.
Point being, you guys are here, and we can't express enough thank you to all of you. Every single night, whether you think it's the end of the world and the Avs aren't going to make the playoffs, though I would appreciate a little more clarity and perspective. Or if you think the Avs are going to win it all and that this is just a bump in the road for next year.
Send that back. Send it back. Refund him.
I don't think we can do that on YouTube. Anyway, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but thank you. So thank you. Should we just get to super chats? Let's just do the super chats.
I mean, I just want to, for people that listen to this as a pod or whatever, like, we're not really going to get super duper into the game because I think the game is pretty clear cut. The Avs outplayed Seattle. They got a couple of things that didn't go their way.
Yep.
They didn't close. We don't need to get into shift by shift and all the little stuff here. This is a game 7, man. Yep. You either get it done or you don't.
And they didn't.
I for one think that if I have to pick which of these teams has a brighter 5 years, it's Colorado.
Same.
Seattle. That's a good hockey team.
Sure.
Yeah. The Avs. There's no shame in losing to a good hockey team. But when you're talking about one break here, one break there, that's just how it goes.
Yep.
And we saw that the Avs this year, they simply were not good enough to overcome that margin of error.
Yep.
They just weren't.
Certainly with the injuries that racked up and players out. So it was just too much. And, I don't think that should come as a surprise to anyone that was paying attention. Does it suck that it happened in this round? Yeah. Does it suck that it happened in this game? Yeah. Is it going to hurt for a while? Yeah. But you pick yourself back up, and then we're all dumb enough to go do it again next year. So.
Dumb enough is a good way to put it, man.
3 months of off-season pods will help quell the pain. That's for sure. And for those that want.
I didn't say it was a good hockey team before the series. They're a 100-point team.
All we said was, I think we've had this conversation a million times. We've given Seattle a ton of credit. We've said on paper the Avs were a better team. That team included Val Nichushkin. It included Josh Manson.
Yeah, and as soon as they lost Nuke, we started talking about they're probably the underdog in this series.
Yep.
The retconning of how we feel about things is tremendous.
And for those that
I don't know why it happens.
Do want that big breakdown and everything, we will talk about the Avs season tomorrow and through the rest of the week, I'm sure. Because the pod will still be here even if the Avs are not. So be sure to keep tuning in for that kind of stuff. But tonight, it's about us experiencing the pain together. Because misery loves company or because it's easier to carry the burden as a group. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to say for being here and doing this. Because this would suck. This would suck without a community. Without having people to experience both the highs and the lows. Not just the nights like tonight, but the nights like the Avs winning the Central Division together. Otherwise, what the hell are we doing it for?
Yeah.
Okay. Super chat time. Let's go. Sure. $5 from Jim, who says, just wanted to thank y'all for the unrivaled coverage for years. You've all made my time at being a fan more fun. Next season is ours. Much
Jim, a
love.
long time homie.
Yeah, he's been around. He's been around. $10 from Candlejack, who says, while I am obviously sad given everything against us, I'm still proud of the group as a whole. 100-plus points on a depleted and at times an AHL roster. Thanks for all the coverage, DNVR crew.
True.
Much love.
Very true.
It really is, man.
5 from Edward, who says, the hockey gods denied us the season, but we can recharge and come back strong. Go Avs, go. I know. I just can read them better over there.
Yeah, well,
It's
the other
very
thing
hard
is
to read
so
on the other
small.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. You got to do what you got to do. $10 from Paper Dolls. Love you guys. Love this team. They'll be back next year. Not going to get angry at the guys tonight. I bet there's no one who feels worse right now. Yeah. I'm sure Arturi Lehkonen is in a bad place at the moment.
Oh, man. You feel devastated for that guy.
Yep. $5 from Michael. I'm calling this game Gru's Revenge. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, good for Philip Grubauer,
Yep. He earned it.
I guess.
No doubt about it. He deserved this one.
He was awesome in this game, man. He was awesome.
Yep. $5 from Vaguely Sober, who says, thank God this mess of a season has come to an end, and much love, DNVR homies. At least the Eagles are still playing.
It never got fun, did it?
No.
Not once.
It was frustrating. The whole year was
I think
really
there were
frustrating.
times that were fun, but it was never sustained.
Yeah.
It was like even we don't need to like nitpick over it. It just for me it was.
It never.
It was clawing and fighting the whole year.
The Avs never made it around the corner, right? It was always what's lurking right after the next game.
Yeah, I've never had less fun watching such a good hockey team.
Yeah, it was tough.
It's a great way to put it.
Because they were a 109-point team.
They were a great team.
It's not like we can sit here and they were bad or
And
whatever.
every night was like, what terrible shit is gonna happen?
Every night was like, are we gonna see this version of the team that is so bad that it's hard to watch? Or are we gonna see the really fun one that could blow anybody out? And then when they would blow people out, it was like
those don't count.
Yeah, it was like, yes, all right. Well, tomorrow's gonna suck.
Yeah. $5.
Which guy just suffered a 6-week injury in this game? Like
$5 from Josh, who says Gru has now cost the Avs in 2 straight games in which the Avs were eliminated from the playoffs.
True enough.
Not wrong.
True
Not
enough.
wrong.
He wasn't looking at the wrong corner tonight at all.
Oof, God. I mean, whatever. And he didn't. He looked real bad on the goal he gave up and the goal he gave up that didn't count. He was not close on either of those ones. But
it just
he beat the Avs tonight. That's all there is to it.
Just watching the replay of this first goal.
Yeah, it's nonsense. That goal went in and everyone went,
stuff.
This is how the Avs year has gone.
That stuff happens in November and it's hilarious.
Yep.
It happens in a game 7 and it's cruel. It's cruel.
And when it happens the entire year, you're just like, yeah, okay. So this is just how this year is.
Especially in a series where they get the first goal 7
all
7 games.
All 7 games.
Whatever. We have so many of these.
Moving on. $5 from Seth, who says, great season, DNVR Avs. Thanks for the coverage. Ban the offside challenge. That was the right call.
Yeah.
It was just the right call.
This was the kind of offside challenge that you don't mind.
Yep.
They didn't have to split Adams.
It took them 10
clear.
seconds. Yeah.
Your real problem here is what the hell's the lineman doing?
Yeah. Why couldn't he call that one live?
That's a big miss, dude.
Yeah.
That's an impair. The ones where they have to split the Adam, you're like, okay, you can see where a guy in
Misses
live
this
speed
one,
missed. How the hell do you miss that? I even caught it because after he got scored, I said, is it onside?
Yep.
And I'm a moron.
$5 from Kenneth, who says, thanks for the great coverage this year, DNVR. This team will be interesting to follow with this core indefinitely. The pain makes the glory better. I hope so. I hope you're getting something out of it. $10 from Dirk, who says, last year Lehkonen scored the cup winner. This time he got the tying goal called back. That's life in all its unforgiving irony. But with all that happened off ice, it's remarkable they came this far. Yeah. Yep. $5 from Joe, begone cursed season.
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't that cursed. It wasn't 48-point season level cursed, but boy, was it a tough one.
It was cursed in
different
injuries.
ways for sure. $5 from Eston, who says, Game 6 to spark a little hope in my life to be crushed in Game 7. Ha. Hope next season isn't quite as full of roller coaster emotions. Some consistency would be nice in the lineup,
Yeah.
Just a little bit. No Brad Hunt in Game 7. And nothing against Brad Hunt, but that dude's not a forward.
I don't even know that he played more than because he had one shift.
I saw one
he was
shift.
horrific, and I don't remember seeing him the rest of the game.
either.
I'm gonna check real quick.
Me either. $5 from Thrift Shop Hockey.
Brought that
I
guy
hope
in
you
for
all
like
know
40
I have nothing but
seconds.
respect for all of you and your effing fan base. Thank you for all your coverage during this
Jesus
series.
Christ, he played 41 seconds.
Oh, that was
One
it.
shift.
He
That
played
was it.
one shift. Wow.
They would rather have that than put Curtis McDermott in the lineup.
Keep that shit in mind. You talk about how important Curtis McDermott is. They chose 41 seconds of Brad Hunt.
Yep.
Wow.
$20 from Melanie, who says, very sad the season is over. Love the Avalanche. It was a hard-fought season. Hope they can all get some rest and recovery. Thanks for all your insight. I look forward to your off-season content.
Do we even know how to do off-season content
It's been
anymore?
so long. It's been like 20 months since our last off-season show,
Since
really.
like real off-season
Yeah.
shit. Have to actually talk draft this year. I love you, Melanie. Thank you.
$5 from the Schick, who says, cheers to a good season, guys. Sucks we couldn't pull it out, but Seattle found a way this time. Looking forward to your off-season content.
Truly, truly, truly believe that in the next few years, there will be a much greater appreciation for what this team was able to accomplish.
Yep. They're definitely ridiculous. 2022 from Solo Dice, who says, what a slog of a season. They battled all season and won the Central. The gas tank did run out in the end. Depth was non-existent. Power play was small. Time to rest. You dressed up, and I'll to go watch and get to go watch some highlights from the Cup run last year. Yeah, it's the unfortunate reality is this is what's supposed to happen at the end of a regular season and playoffs. You're not supposed to win the Cup. That's how this works.
That guy.
Which guy?
That guy. Yep. Thank you.
$5 from Travis, who says, Game 7 curse continuing bothers me the most. 0-6 in the last 6 Game 7s. Ouch. That said, my Cup champs hat will still fit the same tomorrow morning. I don't
know how many times I have to say flags fly forever.
Yep.
No amount of success or failure this year diminishes or enhances what happened last year.
Yep. Last year is last year. This year is this year.
Yep.
Two different things. And the Game 7 curse, I really don't have any problems with that this year. The Avs...
You're talking about 6 games across 22 years.
And the Avs, it wasn't like, oh, the Avs didn't even show up tonight and it was a terrible... The Avs played fucking great.
They were great tonight, yeah.
That's why it was a curse.
Well, the weird part is that almost all of those games they've lost in those Game 7s have been 1-goal games.
Yep.
Yeah.
4 of them are overtimes.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
$10 from Paul, who says, thanks for a great season of coverage, DNVR. It's been a tough one, and you guys make it a bit easier to get through. Here's to a good offseason. I hope so, man. I hope you guys don't come here just to be mad at us.
It would be a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
But we have our serial downvoters.
I assume they downvote and, leave.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, thanks for the view anyway, I suppose.
We'll take, if you want to be here and hate watch, we'll take it, but... that can't be good for you, man. You gotta stay healthy out there, okay? $10 from Robert, who says, my first full season in this community, and I couldn't have had as much fun throughout the whole season without you guys. Thank you for being here to talk us through the highs and lows, dudes.
It's all love, man.
Absolutely. It's
sorry you have to do this the rest of your life now.
Yeah.
You're in it, and now you're stuck,
bro.
You're never getting out. Welcome to the fun cult.
And unfortunately, this is how it ends. Most years, almost every year. This is how it ends.
The vast majority of time, maybe every time for the rest of your life, it ends like this.
It could be like this.
Yep.
So, $2 from Craven, who says this season was strange. The end was a bummer. Yep. We
well said.
Should never do another show. Just say that sentence and end it. $2 from the Schick, now quickly becoming the new guard. New Gerard. Newey. God, I can read. Newey quickly becoming the new Gerard for Avs fans. We're not getting into this conversation. Thank you for the super chat. $2 from Sergeant Pickles. Good series, guys. Wishing Cogs the best from Seattle. Have fun with round 2, Pickles, man. I hope you guys enjoy it. Yep.
We will not be doing watch-alongs.
No.
I think we should be doing watch-alongs of Rockies games. That's my opinion.
Wow.
We're the only thing that can make them interesting at this point.
Oh, God. $20 from Shawman, who says 29 and 96 did all they could to carry this team.
Yep.
Thank you to the DNVR crew for carrying us through the season. Yeah. Love from New Mexico, and see you at the bar this summer.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Nuggets go on a deep summer run.
Yeah.
Give us some excitement.
I still need an
here.
excuse to be here. I wasn't quite ready to go.
Yeah. $5 from William. This sucks, but I'm not mad about it. I'm mad about Department of Player Safety. Unacceptable from them, and disappointed they continue to make the game more dangerous.
Agreed.
Another thing we'll talk about this week, I'm sure. $5 from Polymorph, who says, losing is nothing compared to Landy and Nuke's careers being in jeopardy. I just want to see them in Avs sweaters next year.
They're just... We can nip this Nichushkin career in jeopardy.
Overblown for sure. Yeah.
No. His career is not in jeopardy.
Yep. $13.99?
Landeskog, we don't know.
Yeah, sure.
We just to be determined there, but with Nichushkin, no.
$13.99 from Yukiko, who says, I am so proud of Avs. McKinnon played his heart out tonight. Thank you all for your amazing job. I will miss you all. Can't wait for next season. Avs forever. You don't have to miss us. We will do off-season shows 5 days a week if you love us that much.
If you really, really want to listen to us talk about 2C and fourth line depth.
I understand if you got to take some time off after an L. But come back. We'll be here when you're ready. $5 from Camyar. We needed to get rid of EJ, Cogs, and Helm and bring new players in. Great news for you. All of their contracts are up.
Yeah, and I will tell you, if this is how it ends for Eric Johnson, that sucks.
That sucks for sure.
It really sucks. Him looking as ineffective as he did and ending it like this.
Yeah.
When he could have had a moment in it's just a bummer to me.
It sucks for real.
This felt like the predictable ending.
It did.
But we'll see. I mean, maybe they give him $1 million and he comes back.
Come be the seventh D or whatever. Yeah. $5 for Jordan, who says Blackhawks always had a gap between their cup years. We got this next year. If Mac is mad, we always have a chance. DNVR fan.
It's just our gap year. The Avs just went to study abroad this year.
Hey, I guess I don't know about Blaze. I know AJ and I took gap years.
I feel like my entire adulthood has been a gap
if you're still on a gap, it still counts. All right. 2222 from Ryan, who says 2023 for an incredible season.
Incredible run.
Incredible run.
Do you want me to take over? You've been doing a lot of these. You've been doing a lot of these.
If you want them, fine then.
Look, I'll take over for a few. Rough injury season. Boys need the rest and reset and kick ass next season.
Easy, is it?
I couldn't see the kick. Her mouse was in the way. Thanks, guys. You're the best.
Thank you, Ryan.
We like to also believe that we are the best. Let's see here. $25 from Paper Dolls. Kay, you're the best. She says, okay to be upset, but as someone who loves another team too, I'm happy my fave players got a cup. Yeah. A lot of good players don't get those, and it breaks your heart. I don't want to tell people how to feel tonight, though, of course. I think this is a very healthy perspective.
Yep.
For sure.
You were always worried about, oh, God, are we going to go through the Nathan McKinnon era with no Stanley Cup? We don't ever have to worry about that again.
Yep.
Does he get 2 cups?
Yep. It's a lot funner conversation to have.
Champagne problems, my friends. Look at Joe Pavelski in Dallas.
Oof.
Just going, oof. Oh, no. How hard of a life is that? Next one is from Avalanche. $5 says, just a quick thanks to you guys for the streams. Helps me feel in touch with the fan base next year.
We'll be here next year doing watch-alongs like a crazy man like I do. So
$10 more from Paper Dolls saying, I mean, as in my other team didn't get that. That's why I brought that up, LOL. Correct.
Pain.
Her other team is the Canadiens. They're bad, and her life was really hard this year.
Much pain.
She had to watch 2 of the most injured teams.
And one of them
limp through the year.
Just sadness all the time.
Absolutely. Golly, man.
It's a lot.
All right, what's next? We have $27.99 from Ben. Thanks for the coverage all year, guys. Trade for Eli Lindholm. We're going to have a lot of fun conversations.
There's going to be a lot of that this year.
Especially regarding...
look, all you guys who jumped on the bandwagon last year don't know how hard we go in the offseason yet.
It's so true. We're the 2 big-time hockey nerds, so... Gerald Quinn's $20 says, really appreciate you guys. I live and die with this team.
Don't we
Same.
all?
I almost cried tonight. I almost got there.
Oh, this show's not over yet. It might still happen.
True. $5 from Will Brewer says, you guys are awesome. The front office gets a D this year, failing to use LTIR. This doesn't mean they should be fired. Just do better next year. I feel like just do better next year is a part that I can absolutely agree with.
I don't think I'd give them a D. I do think they could have done better.
Yep. And then James with another $5 says, Bednar is too good a man, but Eberle should have faced some karma, and you and I will agree on that.
Oh,
not trying to get the guy hurt or anything.
No.
Not anything like that.
Like I have to think if Bednar came out and said something, the Avs fan base would have funded that fine.
Oh, totally.
In a heartbeat,
dude. Also don't pay for rich people's fines.
Also true.
We're the ones out here hurting.
Thanks for the super chats, by the way.
P.S. Is that $10?
It is. Yes, $9.99.
Okay, $9.99 from the homie hater saying Brendan vote hatred of Boston sports should be studied, but damn, just like I predict, epic choke job at home. Why did the Bruins do this to me? Heart stabbed, so the Avs lost too. We all sad tonight. I think all of us are disappointed. You might. That's your 13th reason. Like, call a hotline, my guy. That is rough to watch. That is one of Boston's worst sports moment of all time.
And like, they should have won that fucking game.
Right, to blow that in less. Which way would you rather lose?
Yeah.
I'll take how this has gone for Colorado. Anyway.
Heartbreaking.
$5 from Sasha, one of the longtime homies as well. Probably have said this 100 times, but I'll proudly say it again. It's a pleasure to know you guys, and thanks so much for what you do for us all. Big hearts. $5 from Mile High Wino. First time ever for an Avs playoff series loss that I felt relief. By the way, offside reviews should be handled by Dobbs. All subjective, even if obvious. I like this comment.
That's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny. $20 from Tim. Says, all I wanted tonight was a solid hustle. And they did that.
Got it, yeah.
Really looking forward to a solid 2024. Now let's effing drink.
Maybe I go home and black out tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said, sir. We can't. We have to be back here tomorrow
I
for
know.
a
We have
show,
to
actually.
show up here
Did you see
tomorrow,
the
but
schedule they sent us
I did.
already?
I did.
Kill me. Jordan sends us $5 and says, curious why no one challenged Eberle. Kadri answered twice after he was suspended the prior year. Because it's game 7 and Kadri answered on like the third game of the regular season.
Yeah, if it would have been a blowout, maybe you might have seen some fireworks there.
Yeah.
But realistically, that's kind of like a saved for regular season.
Which
type of
I
thing.
think is incredibly stupid and makes me real salty. Because I grew up hating the Detroit Red Wings for waiting a year to get at Claude Lemieux.
Yeah, but that's what they do.
And that's straight coward shit.
Yeah.
I think the Avs, they let me down a little on that one. If I'm Cogliano, I'm probably in too much pain to care.
Yeah,
so
you're in a hospital somewhere
Yeah.
contemplating retirement.
$10 from, I really can't read that name. I think it's Balderrada. Sad to see it end, but much love to the DNVR clan. Spend every pre and post game with you guys. Love this community. We'll be back. I love the people who don't comment all year and show up at the
drop
end
these at
and
the
are
end,
like,
yeah.
hey, I'm with you guys all the time, because you know that there's a bunch of silent people out there.
Yeah.
And we love the hell out of all of
see
you.
y'all.
I
We
told
see
you guys
y'all.
the other day, I love my lurkers. I shouted you guys out the other day. You
So
lurkers
much love
are
for
my
the
friend.
lurkers. Solid Ice says $5 and says, ran out of room earlier. Much love to you guys. The DNVR fam is a special thing. I've referred to us as the sports cult.
Yeah.
I think
Vibe
that's-
tribe,
I
whatever
think
you
it's
want
fun.
to do it. Yeah.
Yep. $5 from Anime as leader says, GG bros, love y'all. You should not be sending us money.
For real.
No. Jake, I'm going to fight you later. Where are we starting on these?
The blue one.
Okay, from Dan Kim. Can lament but proud of what the boys accomplished. AJ, Rudo, Jesse, Blaze, and Megan, thank you for riding shotgun with me on drives to work this season. Y'all made this season great. See you in October. Much love from Toronto. Man, we're not going anywhere. This isn't the end for us.
Here.
We're the one Avalanche podcast that does not care. Off season,
Does 5
season,
days a week, no
we're
matter
here 5
what.
days a week,
Yeah.
man. Nobody else goes the way that we do. We are not going anywhere. Where are we now?
Just to let you guys know, we appreciate all the love, but if you're gonna send us less than $20, stop sending them.
Yeah, it's just we just can't do this all
Yeah,
night. That's
yeah.
all it is.
Yeah.
It's not trying to be a jerk or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Sterling and Son sends $5 and says, if you can read this, back off, bummer of an end, but we were too thin to make a real run. Time to rest. I think we would all agree there.
Yep.
Like, I asked earlier, we none of us were picking the Avs in round 2.
No, you don't get to get red, Enrique.
You son of a bitch. Yes, D4 release is on. Yes, I am excited about that. I don't know where we're going, so I'm going to give this
Just
back.
top down. Just top down.
Okay. All right, cool. $50 from Todd. He says, I appreciate the DNVR crew's hard work covering this bizarre season. Yeah. Hopefully this long off season does the team good and they come back healthy and refreshed next year. Man, hopefully. Worst nightmare is that the third game of next season, they've got 5 injuries.
And
it's
you're
like,
like
Jesus Christ,
not
here we go."
again. Not like this again.
Groundhog's Day
And,
next
and
year.
I immediately quit and go work for the Rockies beat. $50 from Michael. He says, I watched every pod for the cup run and every pod for this painful end. Will never accept the Dops didn't truly play a part in this outcome. Anyways, looking forward to the offseason pods. Thanks, everyone. You and I agree on that point.
It mattered for sure.
It did matter.
I'm arguably more for Game 5 than for Game 7, but
For sure. $50 from Greg. Well, time to rest up for October, DNVR crew and fam. Love y'all. Love ya all. I just love ya all. It's just y'all, my man. It's right
y'all.
there, brother. Come to the dark side. The South did one thing right, and it was y'all. Time for the shenanigans of the offseason pods and draft weirdness. Rest up October is coming. So what is the opposite of a plumber? We've still never gotten a good answer.
yeah. Unknown remains.
Shout out Sergio. Somewhere,
My guy.
somewhere Sergio is out there.
A stuffer.
What is that?
That's not a job, though.
Exactly. Somebody paying you for that? Okay.
Stuff a turkey.
$62 from Robert. Last season, I gave this amount for the last game for the greatest trade deadline acquisition of all time. This time, it's $1 for every Mikko goal this year. Relieved the cursed season is over. See y'all next year.
Yeah. Not as fun this time.
I'm with that. And then Drew, what is it that you always call him? The amazing
The
Drew?
Incredible Drew.
The
yeah.
Incredible Drew. You make him sound like he's part of the circus, man. The Incredible Drew. With $100 says, hard to win when injuries, refs, dops, bounces, and every other random thing seems to work against the boys. Still proud of the guys to go down kicking and screaming, and the NHL better be ready for the guys to be pissed off next year. Much love, DNVR. Amen. Very, very much agree.
Yep.
And we're done.
100 from KO, who says thanks, bros. We appreciate all your small ones as well.
End of year shot. We did the end of year shots.
All y'all truly mean the world to me. I mean,
Yep.
I can't express it in words, but even if y'all didn't exist, AJ and I are dumb enough that we'd be shouting into the void about this shit anyway.
Yep.
But instead, we get to do it with all of you.
Yep.
And
we get to now continue to do it in a way that we used to do when we
Yep.
started this. We used to do this all the time.
when off seasons were a normal thing.
Yeah, off seasons. What do we talk about for 2 months, man?
Yep.
Well, we get to talk about 2C. We get to talk about
Defensive construction on the bottom end of it.
We can talk about the draft. We can talk about trading Sam
Retiring.
Girard.
Yeah.
What do you do with Devon Taves? We can talk about all that stuff. That's all coming.
It's all
That's
gonna
all where we're
happen.
headed.
And I hope y'all will join us for that too.
Yep.
I can't say it enough. I don't have anything left or I'm going to start crying. So it was another year that I wouldn't trade for the world, even if it was the pain that we all knew was coming at the end of this season.
Yep. It just doesn't hurt as much when you have a cup win in the back
It
pocket.
does not.
Like a
It
recent
does
one in
not.
the back
Yeah.
pocket. Like, I remember I was devastated after Vegas.
Yep.
I remember it was like it was like a solid week in bed. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't have any appetite. I had nothing.
Yep.
And we're going to be back here tomorrow. My engine's already a little revved for series previews.
Yeah, we can do those Tuesday.
I'm a little revved up for that. We're going to talk about 2C. We're going to talk about all these things. I like talking about that stuff. For me,
too.
it's just there's a time and place. In the middle of a series, isn't
It's
it?
not the place,
Tonight,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about all that stuff. If this is the end for JT Compher and Eric Johnson in Avalanche sweaters, two longtime Avs who lost a couple of hockey games before they won a whole bunch.
yeah.
Great send-offs to both. All the love and all the appreciation for those guys for their time in Colorado.
Blaze,
And
are
we
you
could keep them both?
are you glad you have anything to do with this company?
Oh yeah, this has been great. I mean, we've seen it all. We've seen the weirdness of the bubble.
Yeah.
We've seen just heartbreaking ends. And then, last year was amazing run. It was unreal to watch. And then you get this, which is still, it's it's crazy to watch them just like bounce back. And, you know, being here with all you guys, it's awesome. Talking about hockey. It's a common thread.
What we do.
I mean, and that's the thing with the community too. Like people show up, and even if we disagree with them, even if I want to fight them about certain things,
I love having conversations about hockey.
that's the thing, man. Like this is what makes the Discord great, because I wake up every day and I check the Discord and I go, "Ooh, is this a hockey conversation I want to join or not?"
Yep.
And when it is, then usually everybody leaves because they're like, "God damn it, AJ, just stop." But yeah,
Better hockey conversations than when they're in there posting Rip Bozo and their other memes. Anyway.
Some of the other stuff that they did to scare Nuggets fans last year. That was the best. Nuggets fans tried to be Abs fans, and then our Discord was like,
nah, you
too
ain't ready for
weird.
this. Yeah.
It's the best.
Okay. We appreciate all y'all so much.
Yep.
Love all of you.
Man, I hope Quinn Hughes is coming. He's a transcendent talent.
He's
and
real good.
I hope he gets postseason hockey sometime in its future.
Someday.
Yep. I hope Vancouver gets out of their own way and figures it out.
I don't think they will, but that's an off-season show too.
Which maybe, I mean, I don't know if we're allowed to hint at this, but
Yeah, go for it. I
there
mean,
might be a
dude,
new,
if it comes down to it, it'll just be you and me doing it.
there,
So-
there might be a new All City hockey podcast on its way, coming in the next couple of weeks. That
Yeah.
will be something we've never tried before. So, you know, if you really like hockey podcasts, you keep that in mind.
More content always coming your way, even if the Avs are out of it.
And go Nuggets.
Go Nugs.
Go
there
nuts,
you go.
sure. They look awesome right now.
We appreciate you all. We're wrapping this one up. The season's over. You know where to find us. We'll break on the entire season tomorrow, most likely. We'll do whatever we got to do for you. We will talk to you, hopefully a bit happier, tomorrow.